Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, aka Friday Eve. Today we're going to be diving into the September 2022 reading for our fire signs out there. So welcome all Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or perhaps you're just trying to get to know your fire sign friends just a little bit more. All are welcome, all are welcome. Okay, so if you don't know who I am, my name is Tara. I'm with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, go ahead and check out the information box down below. You'll see my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. Also my Patreon, YouTube membership, Leon Mystery School, Desert Cauldron, all that good stuff. Check it out down below. Okay, so I have all my decks here ready for our reading today. I have my Wally's World Oracle, and if you guys are interested in that, the link for this is down below. But this is one that was created by me, but with the help of our wonderful community. So everybody's got a little piece in there. I also have the Tarot del Fuego, and I'm also going to bust out my Witch's Runes. I have the Gold Foil Tarot, which is a deck that's freaking awesome. One that James got me actually. And I have the Vintage Erotic Tarot. So I tried to find some decks that were a little bit more on the spicy side for you guys. So, okay, so before I get started with the reading, I always cast an elemental circle. The purpose for me for that is to make sure that the space I'm working in is high vibe, it's clear, I get the clearest messages possible, and all the messages that do come through are for our best and highest good. All right. Hey, Sheldon, how are you? Okay, so first element calling in is the element of fire. And I have to show you this candle because my friend Annette picked me up these two awesome candles in prep for Samhain. How cool is that, dude? Skulls that look like they're bleeding. Like, it's so cool. You never can be too early for Samhain. Mermaid Bay Tarot, how are you? All right, so let's go ahead and get that fire element going. And my intention is really to use the energy of fire to help burn away, clear what no longer serves us, again, so that we get the best reading possible today. And I'm going to use a little bit of my Palo Santo to bring in the air element to blow away anything that could impede our ability to read this evening. For some people, maybe it's very early morning for you. Don't know, depending on what part of the world you're in. I also encourage you, since this is a live chat, to bust out your decks as well. You know, kind of give us your input, your intuition, because I think the more the merrier, and also the more in-depth the reading from all the different perspectives and points of view. All right. Yeah, baby, Palo Santo. That's some good stuff there. All right. I also have a bit of moon water here. This one was infused with roses and the storms that we had here, our monsoons in Arizona. So that's why it's got an interesting color. It's not dirty water. It's rose infused. And Roberto, hello, hello. This is amazing. Yes, great for Halloween and Samhain. Hello, all, many blessings. Same to you. All right, so let's use this water energy, this water element. Just wash away any stagnant energy, stuff that might just get in the way. And you know what? It's kind of warm, so just douse ourselves with that monsoon water. Monsoon moon water. Moonsoon. Okay. And then lastly, for the earth element, I have a wand that I'm borrowing from Desert Cauldron. It's one that James and I created. This is actually with boar bone, so wild boar. And then we have chlorite included quartz here on the end. And so remember that anything that utilizes bits and pieces of our animal allies in our shop is procured with good means. So meaning that we're not out hurting animals in order to do our practice. So here we go, pulling in north, which is off to my right here. So we're going to call in the northerly energies, or northern elementals. Here we go, you guys. Calling in the elementals of the north to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the west to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the south to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Our circle is cast, let our work begin, and so it is. Yay! Okay, so let me put those goodies off to the side there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the reading. I have lots of good stuff all lined up for you guys. Yeah, we got a little blotch here. This is what happens when you work with fountain pens. Sometimes they throw up on your paper. Anyway, so let's get started with first a reading for the element of fire. So anybody who's got fire in their chart, sun, moon, rising, perhaps in other placements, let's dig into that. Barbara, how are you? Then we'll go into each sign. So that way we get a kind of an overall look, but then we can get a little bit more specific with our Leos and our Aries and our Sagittarius. Then we'll go into some opportunities and blocks that might show up for us in September. Then we have a viewer's choice poll, so everybody who's in the chat gets to vote on a question that they would like me to pull cards on next. And then we got a little healing sesh. I brought my drum that I created, and then we'll close up the circle for the evening and do our gratitudes. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started here, starting off with Wally's World. I like to use Wally's for the kind of overall theme of the month, and so this is for everyone within that fire sign group. But remember, these live chats are for everybody, so everybody can just show up, you know, and come hang out, you know, the more the merrier. All right. Let's see what my little Wally Walito has for us. If you're wondering who Wally is, he is my little puma, and he is in each and every card. Well, except for two of them. There's a special reason for that. But anyway, let's see what Wally has to say. Okay, I'll put these here. All right, let's see what we have. Oh, all right. So the image we have here is the Basilica. Hey, Sherry Bug! And this is in Roma, and it was an image that I took actually back when I was in Italy singing opera. So that's actually a little Wally Walito up there at the top of the citadel or cathedral dome part. So let's see what I can channel from this for our theme for the month of September, which is rapidly approaching. Okay, so fire signs, I'm getting this as I was pointing, you know, my little cat in the picture to you guys, a little bit photoshopped at the top of the dome there. This is going to be a month of really taking a good look at where our beliefs are. For us, we consider them unchangeable, they're solid, they're part of our whole foundation. It's, you know, kind of what makes up our whole practice or who we are, all of this. So it doesn't matter if this is like spiritual beliefs, just your beliefs in general, your core beliefs, the things that represent themselves through your actions, your opinions, your reactions, how you go about your life and your day to day is based on those core beliefs. And the month of September is going to be all about taking a look at those core beliefs, and do any of them need to be revisited? Do any of them need a sort of modification? Are some of them old beliefs that no longer serve you, and it's time to kind of reevaluate things? Are some of those beliefs that are in place put there as a part of family programming or societal programming? Bless you.
Thank you.
And how much of that is actually our belief, you know, and how much of that has actually been put there? And has those, or have those beliefs served us this far? All right, hefty month coming up for us. Okay. So reevaluating our core beliefs, those are the big ones. Okay, so let's take out the Terra del Fuego and let's take a look at what the element of fire has for us. All right, for the month of September. Okay, here we go. Love this deck, by the way. It's just so colorful, so fiery. I figured it would be great for you guys. Okay, so like I said, if you guys want to pull some cards along with us, the cards that I'm going to be pulling right now is the elemental message. So everybody who's got fire, you know, somewhere in their chart, this is your message for September. And then we'll get more specific afterwards. But let's do this. Like I said, if you guys want to sling some cards, not much fire in your chart, Sherry Bug. I got a little bit of fire, I must say. I have a little bit of fire. I don't have any in the major stuff like my sun, moon, or rising, but it is elsewhere in the chart. Like I have some Sagittarius, I have some Leo. I think that's, no, there's like maybe one other thing. Yeah, it's not a whole lot of fire in there. Okay. What do we got cooked up for September? Let's see. All right, I decided to pull 4 cards. It's just kind of what I was drawn to. Okay, so let's take a look at these together. I'm gonna turn them over one by one. We have the 4 of Swords. Let's see. Mermaid Bay says Sagittarius Sun, Scorpio Rising, Scorpio Moon. Whoa, nice. And then Shauna, hello, says hello, lovelies. I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. I'd say, you know what? It's going pretty good. It's very interesting. It's been an interesting week, I must say. Okay, so here we have the 4 of Swords. What else do we have here? We have the Knave of Cups, which would be like your page. I like that image, actually. That was like me last night, chilling with my little CBD bath bomb, helping to like loosen the kink that was in my neck and my little crampies I had going on. We also have the Ace of Swords. And lastly, we have the 3 of Wands. Well, ain't that just interesting? Okay, so let's see if I can point out any things just logically at first, and then let's channel. Let's go into these. Shauna said, I love your week's been interesting. It's been a month of mystery. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I'd say we're still in a month of mystery right now. Okay, so let me look here. Okay, so we have 2 Swords cards, 1 Cups, 1 Wands. We are missing Earth. So that's interesting. Just kind of keep that in mind for this reading thus far. Let's see if we have any repeating numbers. Nope, we just have the Page and Ace, which is a 1. We have a 4 and a 3. Okay, interesting. All right, so let me dive into these. If you guys don't know what I do, I just like dive into a little bit of channeling, connecting to my higher self and source, so I can bring those messages down. Okay, so for the month of September, I was getting little by little. So I know that you guys are fire signs, and maybe it's like kind of kitschy that I keep seeing fire in my mind, but I don't, actually the way I see it is not icy fire because you're fire signs, more like there's some intensity going on in the month of September. So I hope you guys can follow me as I say this, but like the first month of September especially, actually that's what I'm getting. It's the first and the middle month of September. The first month of, the first week, sorry, yeah, first week of September, like first week and a half, there's this, I just see fire, like intensity, which is why I believe that theme card is all looking at our, having us take a look at our core beliefs. And with this intensity, I believe it's showing up in the various aspects of our lives. So it shows up, you know, in our career, it shows up in our love life, in our friendships, and, you know, our relationships to animals, our relationships to ourselves, to our family, to, you know, where we live. All of that is coming up because, as I said earlier with core beliefs, a core belief is how you act. You act from those core beliefs. You react from those core beliefs. Who you choose to have in your circle and who you choose not to, or how you choose to conduct yourself in the world, is all based on those core beliefs. And so with the intensity that's coming in, there are going to be some things perhaps happening globally in the world, but also individually, that are going to have you question those core beliefs. And remember that all of this is free will. You have the choice to be like, nah, I'm good with my core beliefs. You know, I'm don't agree with what's going on. Or it could be like you know what, that's interesting. Even though, you know, I'm pretty firmly in a belief here, I'm gonna go ahead and maybe delve into what is challenging my belief. So you have the opportunity to challenge these beliefs, look into it further, see if there are aspects of what is challenging your belief. Maybe there's some truth in it. Maybe there's something that you might want to incorporate into your core beliefs. But you have a wonderful opportunity to do that in the first week and a half of September. And then I see that coming up again in the middle of September. So it's like it goes a week and a half. Then there's like a little break, which is what I was getting with the Four of Swords, because there's some time to like integrate this stuff. And it's like, wow, you know, that was intense. And I know that as core beliefs shift and change, that creates kind of this feeling of a shaky foundation, you know, some root chakra stuff maybe you want to dive into. So again, that fiery red energy. But, you know, from that, we rebuild our foundation. So it's not like you're up in the air forever. Then we have some more heat, some more intensity coming in, again, challenging those core beliefs. And remember, all this stuff is just to help you do a check-in, because sometimes I think that in our busy lives, how many of us really stop and pause and say, gee golly, I wish, you know, what are my core beliefs right now? You know, that's usually not going to happen unless there's a reason for us to take a look at those things. So there is going to be a reason for us to take a look at those core beliefs. And so I know at first it may be like, oh my gosh, it's kind of scary. Well, anything new and anything that challenges us, like really challenges us at our core, of course, is going to be a little unnerving at first, but it's the only way we can grow. And then after that, we build a new foundation, we're in a new place, and it's not scary anymore. It's just how we are. All right. Well, that's interesting. Let's see. Let's go back here. Sherrybug said my Neptune and North Node are Sagittarius, and that's about it. All right. Yeah, like I said, I got, I think, a placement of Sagittarius, but I have North Node in Leo. I do know that. Okay. Let's take a look then. Let's look at the individual signs. So that's kind of overall for the fire signs in general, plus, you know, with our theme card with a little Wally Walito here. But let's take out my witch's runes, which I have in here. And let's pull a rune for each sign. And let's see what we can gather as it pertains to the reading we just had for kind of the overall for September. So, who should we pull for first? Let's go with Sagittarius. Where am I Sagittarius at, by the way? Any Sagittarius in the house? Sagittarius. As we shake up these witches' runes, calling in the Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius for the month of September. We have, Roberto said, one fire placement, Sagittarius, South Node. Hey, okay. So let's see what you guys got. All our little Sagittarius. It's like I said, I have Sagittarius floating somewhere in my chart. Actually, maybe in two places. Okay, we have the sun, actually. All right, so interesting. Sagittarius, sun, fire. Okay. cheeky little runes. Okay, so let's dive into this one. Whoa, okay, Sagittarius. I'm getting some like mind blown. So I'm getting, okay, so you know how we talked about in general for the fire signs and for the theme for the month, how it's all about reflection, taking a look at our, core beliefs, and there are things coming up that are going to challenge those core beliefs. But Sagittarius, you have a wonderful opportunity to really like blow your socks off, mind blown, just like and although this would be beneficial for anybody, to have their core beliefs challenged, for you especially, I feel like this is where you start to understand, like really understand, not just at, the conscious level of like, oh yeah, of course, our core beliefs, of course they dictate how, who our friends are and like the kind of people we hang around and the type of job we're going to get, all of it's based on our core beliefs. Okay. That consciously. It's another thing to, when those core beliefs are challenged, you start to really, really, really take an honest look, like all ego aside, taking an honest look and being like, oh, you know what? That's something I don't even believe in. Why is that core belief even there? Oh my gosh, I see how it's, really spiderwebbed itself out into my life, this core belief, when actually it sounds a lot like my mom or my dad. That's not me, and you realize that's just been there for a long time. You just assumed it was yours and a part of you, not realizing actually that came from somewhere else. That's not you at all. And so I get this like, whoa, like, okay, I see. Okay, so this is why I've been having blocks in these areas. This is why things have been so difficult, in X, Y, and Z, because I'm not really running off of who I am. I've been running off of some like parental programming, societal programming, whatever. And all of a sudden it's like this big conscious, like, oh my gosh, hit me at the subconscious level. Let's make some changes. And so although the changes may not be immediate at first, it's like now you see, now you really see how things are manifesting in your life, and the things that you've been having such a hard time manifesting in your life. It's like, oh, okay, now I know exactly what I can work on, so I can go back and go get the things that I've been trying to get, or the places I've been trying to go. So Sagittarius, this is a amazing month for you in September. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. Wow. I was getting some like, that was some intense energy. And you know what that is? Because I mean, for anybody to be able to actually see that, feel that, understand that, that is a big thing. That's like a huge step up. And I wish you all the love, good juju in the world as you move through September, Sagittarius. Okay, let's look at Leo. Let's go into Leo. Do I have any Leos here? I have a North Node in Leo, and that's it. That's all the Leo I have. But any other Leos? As we, you know what, let's shake this. Let's call on the Leos. Let's see, my friend Annette is a Leo. My half-sister is a Leo. James's cousin is a Leo. I think those are all the Leos. I think that's it. All right, Barbara is a Leo rising. Okay. Shauna is also a Leo. Excelente. All right. All right, Leo. Let's see what you guys got going on in September. I think we got one. Ooh, we have the rune for feminine energy, divine feminine. Okay, so let's put this down. And let me dive into this, Leo. Divine feminine. Okay, I was like thinking, is that a metaphor for no, this is going to be a little more literal, like divine feminine as in actual female, not just like the energy of divine feminine, like female. And I know that, you know, not everybody who listens to my messages and everything is female. So this isn't really directed to one gender or another. It's to look at the gender female. What does that mean to you? You know, no matter what gender you are, what does that mean? What does that bring up for you? Because the core beliefs surrounding that gender are going to come up in September. So, you know, those feelings around it determine how you act and react to other females, utilizing their voice, utilizing, you know, whatever their creativity, their job skills, whatever it may be. How you react to them, how you feel about them, how you think about them, how you speak about them is all going to go back to a core belief. And as you know, our society is kind of built in a more patriarchal, masculine energy. And we've been trying to work on creating a balance of having more divine masculine, divine feminine, having them work in conjunction, not just having one try to overpower the other. And so when we think of words like, you know, female power or reproductive system or mothering, I'm trying to think just words that tend to come up surrounding the gender female. Actually, all the gender talk coming up. What are you guys thinking about that? What are the feelings associated with? Not the ones where, you know, you just say things because, oh, somebody else said it and sure, yeah, I'll go along with that. But more, no, deep down. What are those feelings surrounding it? Because you might find that there's somewhat of an imbalance when it comes to how you feel about one energy or one gender as opposed to the other. And as you exercise your free will and your energy in the world, from what place is it coming from? Is it a balanced masculine, feminine place, or divine, you know, feminine, divine, masculine place? Or is it leaning towards one or the other? And is it because there's animosity towards that one gender or another? What's going on? You might find that there might be an imbalance with that. So Leo, this is interesting. It's like all surrounding female, you know, our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties, our female cousins, animals, like female animals, plants, you know, that they're technically masculine and feminine plants in order for them to reproduce in the unique ways that they do. So again, it's a little like Sagittarius with like the whole mind blown being, you know, thing, but more to where you're starting to see how your world is colored by your view, your opinion, your feelings surrounding just the word female, woman, feminine. What's coming up for you? For some people, they might get an eye twitch when they hear the word female. And you might be like, why is that? What's coming up? Well, I don't hate women, so why is that coming up for me? So this is some deep stuff, Leo, let me tell you. This is some kind of touchy topics coming up for you. But this is a good thing. Remember, this is how we grow. Whoa. Okay. All right. So, wow. Again, yeah, sending you guys lots of love as you guys are working through that. That's some really big stuff. Looking at our genders and what's coming up for us with that. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me go back here. Oh, Shauna was saying she thinks she has 4 Leo placements. Wow. And Michelle, hello. How are you? Good evening. Okay, so lastly, let's take a look at Aries. Do I have any Aries in the house? Shauna said, thank you so much. You're very welcome. Let's see, Aries. Who do I know that's Aries? I may only know one Aries. My dad. My dad is an Aries Sun. Okay, let's see here. Aries, Aries, Aries. The age of Aries. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have, okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, we have masculine. So first we pulled divine feminine, and now we're pulling divine masculine. Okay, so I mean, there's a few runes in here, so that's interesting. Interesting. I like synchronicities. Okay, so let's dive into this one, Aries. What is this with masculine? Okay, so maybe this is really going to be effective with people who have a little bit of Aries somewhere in the chart and a little bit of Leo, because I feel like it's mirror images of each other, just opposite sides of the coin. So with Aries, this is all about, okay, so like again, I said, it doesn't matter what gender you are. Let's say sitting in front of the television, a leader of a country, a male leader from a country begins to speak. What are your thoughts at that immediate moment? Not who the person is or the words that they're saying, but just the energy surrounding that gender. And you might notice that there are, and this could be at a subconscious level, actually it's probably at a subconscious level, these knee-jerk feelings, thoughts, and opinions based on that person because of the gender. Already some people might be, I like that person, whoever that may be, simply because he's a man. Or I don't like that person, just repulsed right away, simply because he's a man. Again, taking the words out of what that person is saying, what they look like, what political party, doesn't matter. Just their gender. And that's where we need to start taking a step back. Where, Aries, is this coming from? Where are these opinions, whether we are absolutely repulsed by a particular gender or, have a distrust for a particular gender? Why is that? Is it coming from some shadows in the past? Is it coming from a societal programming from our friends, from our family? Is it something that happened within your family that built either favorability or distrust or whatever it may be around a particular gender? Maybe you feel more safe in the arms of a male or male energy. Perhaps you feel fearful around that male energy. And now every time we get into our relationships or the people that we work with or the people that we see on TV or leaders of countries or people that we hear on the radio, the people that are in the movies, we start to have opinions and beliefs and things that become really staunch beliefs about a particular person simply because we have some feelings about their gender. And we can probably trace that back to when we were very, very, very little. And so Aries, for you, it's the opposite of Leo. Leo is going to be working on their feelings surrounding the divine feminine. For you guys, it's going to be surrounding the divine masculine and what that means for you. And I think that there's going to be a lot of healing. Well, I mean, there's always a lot of healing for us, but there's going to be a lot of healing in that. All right. Woo-wee! Okay, wow. That was like not what I was expecting to come out. That was interesting. Michelle said, tropical north node in Aries, Vedic astrology, I'm Aries Sun and rising. Okay, excellent. So yeah, it's one heck of a month, you guys. So challenging core beliefs. So you got Sagittarius over there like, oh wow, this is, just finding what like the main issues are to work on in order to, you know, create change in their lives. And then we have Leo and Aries, who are going to be doing a lot of work around that divine masculine, divine feminine. And what does that mean? And how is that affecting how we, you know, trust people or not trust people, like people right away or not like people right away? Not based really on what they look like or what they sound like or even their backgrounds. It's more of a gender. So that's interesting. I don't think I've ever had that come up in a reading, like not in that way, at least. Interesting. Mermaid Bay said Jupiter in Aries. Silver Star, hello, hello. Okay, let's see. So on that note, you guys, let's take a look at our opportunities and blocks. And with that, I'm going to use the gold foil tarot that James got me. Love it. By the way, it's like water resistant. So if you're going to take yourself a little bath ski, it's okay to kind of get these wet, not to like drop them in the tub, but you know, you can get them a little wet. It's okay. But anyway, they have this cool like disco hologram shine to them, which I think is super cool. Okay, so let's take a look at some opportunities and blocks for our fire signs. Okay, all right, in the month of September, let's take a look-ski. Opportunities and blocks for Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's take a look at the blocks first. So we can see maybe a little workaround, how we can transmute it, and then we'll go into our opportunities. All right, so we have the World card here. Ooh, holographic-y. Shiny. Okay, sorry, it's the little magpie in me. Anyway, let's take a look at those blocks. Oh, ego coming in. So a block that we could have, actually it's more like a bigger block that we could have in September, is remember I said some touchy stuff is coming up. When you start touching upon and challenging somebody's core beliefs, either somebody is going to be reciprocating of that and like, oh, okay, that's interesting, that's some food for thought. Or we could have the ego flare up and be like, how dare you challenge my core beliefs? You are wrong, my friend. You know, because my beliefs are my beliefs and I am not going to change them. But of course, you know, you have the free will to do you, boo. So you choose whatever you want to do with when your core beliefs are challenged. And so one block, you know, that I'm getting with the World card here is the you know, this is the end of the line. I mean, there's no way you can change my beliefs. So that when a core belief is challenged right away, I'm seeing this ego flaring up of like, no, how dare you? And anybody who doesn't think that way is crazy. Like, of course my core belief is correct because it's logical, it makes sense. So therefore it's right. I'm not saying like you're going to say this out loud, but this is like the little ego dialogue in the head. So, you know, the ego right away is putting up walls because it's uncomfortable. It doesn't want to deal with it. You know, I don't like the new information. I'm absolutely comfortable and fine with just the way things are. Why do I want to go up and change everything? That's just going to create frustration, and then I'm gonna have to work on shadow work, and then I'm gonna have to work on some old traumas. I just don't want to deal with that. Let's just pretend like it didn't happen. So that could be a particular block coming up of the ego doing all this bargaining, and I don't think so, and I'm not ready for that yet, which is not a bad thing. You know, if you're not ready and you decide that with your own free will that you're not ready, perhaps maybe at a later time, but just know when it's not your higher self talking, it's your ego talking. And that comes from, you know, good discernment through meditation, understanding your energy and really what voice is what voice coming through. So just know that when you make your decision, you know who's speaking, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So on that note, with the World card, let's take a look at an opportunity. So this is probably an easier one to overcome once we know it's the voice of our ego and not the voice of our higher self. When we're like, oh, okay, ego, I know, simmer down now, simmer down. I got you. You know, this is uncomfortable. I understand that. You know, and this is something that's going to take a little bit of work. I understand that. But you know, if you're willing to work through that and you understand it's the ego, then hey, then it's all gravy. Okay, let's take a look at opportunities. Ooh, we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, I'm already getting a message on this one. So opportunities, as you guys are going through the stuff that you're going through, and again, since it's a core belief, this affects all areas of your life, right down to the friends and even the pets that you may or may not have in your home. This is this is actually for like people that want to maybe dive into their core beliefs. They really do want to take a look at certain things. They do want to transmute them. They want to heal them. Maybe they want to tweak them a little bit, or at least be very consciously aware of what their core beliefs are. That as you maybe share this, speak this with some friends that you trust, you might be inviting in more friends actually this month, maybe ones that are online. Perhaps you might meet them in physical life. But this is where you guys can work together on helping each other through this. Because like I said, core belief stuff, and working through the ego stuff, doing shadow work, trauma stuff, it's difficult. It's not pleasant. I mean, we don't like go, woohoo, it's shadow work time, you know? So the more we voice this, the more we realize, hey, other people are going through the same stuff too. Sometimes we consciously are like, oh yeah, of course other people are going through things like I am. But at some conscious level, again, sometimes we might be like, oh no, I don't want to share it. You know, I'm fear of, you know, whatever our ego is fearful of when sharing things like that. But this is a coming together and realizing that there are a lot of people out there who are going through some of the same things. They have some of the same core beliefs and they're working through them. And if you can recognize that you have very similar core beliefs to somebody else, then you might realize, hey, you know what? That might be a societal programming, and that's something that we all share. And that's something we can help each other with. You know, each of us has different spiritual practices, spiritual beliefs, different connections. We have different cultures. We're from different places. So we have different ways of going through ego work and shadow work and working through our core beliefs. So express what's going on, voice it out loud. It also helps you to kind of work through and think through the things that you're going through. But also so you can invite in more people, maybe one or two really close friends that you already have, or maybe some people that you find out on the internet or Facebook groups who want to work through this with you. And I say, you know, in my opinion, things are always a lot more joyful and less lonely when we have other people that we can count on when we're working through things that are more difficult. So that is an opportunity for us for September. All right. Let's see, Michelle says, I've been catching up on KWT videos this week. Hey! Yeah, you know, we've been putting out quite a few channeling videos. We're trying to put those out like maybe once a week. We have another one coming out on Monday, actually. That one will be interesting. Well, I guess they've all been really interesting because I don't know what's going to happen in those channeling videos. Okay, you guys, we've come up to the viewer's choice. So I have a couple of questions. The first question that I ask you, if that's a question you want me to pull a card from our vintage erotic tarot here, then I'm going to have you vote with a red heart emoji, or if you're not near emojis or anything, you're only at your computer, just type the words red heart and that'll cast your vote. If you like the second question that I read, then you can vote with a green heart emoji or type the words green heart. Okay, and then I count up, you know, the number of red hearts and green hearts, and then we find a winner for me to pull cards for. Okay, so let me get the vintage erotic tarot out of here. Alrighty, and here are the questions. Okay, so get your voting fingers ready. Okay, question number 1. What is the best thing I can do for myself this month? So, I'm kind of thinking about us going into the next season, and this is kind of where I got some of our questions. Hey, Sumi! And then we have question number 2. What area of our life, whoa, let's see, my own handwriting. What area of our life are we having the hardest time allowing change? So if you like that question, go ahead and vote with a green heart emoji. So here again are the questions. Question 1 for the red heart. What is the best thing I can do for myself this month? Question 2 for green heart. What area of my life am I having the hardest time allowing change? Okay, so red heart, best thing I can do for myself this month. Green heart, area of my life that I'm having the hardest time allowing change. All right, go ahead and cast your votes. I'll do a little Jeopardy music. Do 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 do. Boom 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 boom. Bum 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 bum. Okay, all right. So go ahead, continue voting if you haven't voted yet. All right, so let's count up. Looks like we have green hearts first. So we have Sumi, green heart, Michelle, green heart, Mermaid Bay Tarot, green heart, Sharna, green heart, Silver Whale Witch, green hearts. And let's go back and look at our red hearts. We have Barbara and we have Heather. So we have 5-2. Do we have any other votes? Any other votes? 5 green to 2 reds. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Sold to green hearts. Okay, so again, that green heart question was, what area of my life am I having the hardest time allowing change? Well, let's find out. Okay, so I have the Vintage Erotic Tarot here. I love its purple gilding there. Okay, so let's shuffle these up. Give me just a moment. Everybody's saying hello, hello. Oh, okay. No, that's too many cards. We got 1 card. We need 1 card. Let's do it. 1 card. What area of our life are we having the hardest time allowing change? Okay, looks like we have a card. And let's see what it is. Ooh, we have Princess of Swords. Princess of Swords. All right, let me dive into this one. What area of our life are we having the hardest time allowing change? Okay, that makes sense. So, well, I do have some fire signs floating around in my chart, so I guess that's also why maybe it pertains to me too, as well as for you guys. Okay, so here's the message our little Princess of Swords is getting us here. So fire signs, when we dig our heels in to having a particular goal, I'm seeing this more, the area of our life being like where I see my life going next. Could have stuff to do with a job or whatever, but it's more like where I see myself in the next year, where I see myself in 5 years. And so many of us like to plan, we like to have a goal, and we like to do everything in our power to make sure that that goal comes to fruition, that I meet my goal, or I do what I say I was setting out to do. I mean, it's good to have an idea. It's good to have goals, things that you want to strive for, to achieve, things that you want to have. But those things become a little more challenging and difficult when we've dug our heels in so far and we decide, nope, I'm not accepting any other outcome. I'm not accepting any sort of variation. It will happen the way that I have it in my head. And if it doesn't happen that way, then perhaps the universe is conspiring against me. Perhaps it's somebody else's fault, or who didn't pick up the slack, because I know that I tried my hardest, and if I tried my hardest, then that means that my outcome should have happened, because hard work equals you get what you want. Perhaps this is ringing true for a lot of people. So it's more of a gigantic area of our life. It's when we decide that this is how it's going to be. I want that thing. I'm going to get that thing. And there will be no variation. I will get it. So like, let's say, oh gosh, what's coming out? Okay, so there's stuff going on with like colleges and all of that. So let's say you're in college and you decide you're going to be major in English education. That was actually my major. I was an English education major. I'm gonna be a teacher. But let's say, I'm doing everything, I'm getting all stressed, and I'm making sure that I meet that goal. And then it doesn't quite happen the way that you expected it to, or maybe you find out once upon graduation, you know what, I don't think I actually wanted to be an English education major. Maybe I wanted to be something else, but we became so blinded. We had our little horse blinders on, and we became so narrow-minded that is my goal. It has to be my goal because my whole entire life is dependent on that. So this is where we need to take really good stock at, again, who is leading this carriage? Is it the ego, or is it the higher self? Yes, we can have dreams and aspirations. We can want things. I myself want a house. I want some place to live up in the mountains on my plot of land. In my head, I have something that I desire, that I want there. And my fallback is my ego to say, I'm going to dig my heels and I'm going to make it happen because that's what I want. But maybe that's not actually the best thing for me, but that's really hard to see if I let my ego overinflate and decide that nope, that's not how it's not going to be any other way. So this might be something that we really, really, really want to look into. If we're going to be doing self-reflection September, I mean, hey, why not? Let's take a look at our goals. How much of it is ego? How much stress and difficulties are we causing ourselves because we're allowing the ego to do 100% leading the show, leading the wagon, the carriage? It's doing everything. All right. Got a little hot on that one. Okay, Princess of Swords coming in hot there. Let's see. Let's go back here. Silver Star says, my chat completely bugged out. Was wondering. Okay, interesting. And Sumi said, the yellow bird on the card made me think of topaz. There you go. Beautiful yellow topaz. Maybe like golden imperial topaz. Yay, everybody's saying hello to each other. Okay, so, ooh, that was a big one, you guys. Okay, this has actually been one heck of a reading. Let me tell you. I'm like thinking, okay, we're gonna have a fun like reading with the fire signs, and it's like, no, we're going to look into egos and shadows and all kinds of big stuff to work on for the month. But you know what? I did say for our best and highest good, so okay, that's what we got. Silver Star said, so true, stubborn to the bone, learning to take my time and make it slow and steady. Yes, yeah. Me too. And actually it's like pretty true. Like I said, what's going on right now, I have something in my mind and I'm so used to, and maybe it's a societal programming, maybe familial programming of, if you work hard enough, you will get exactly what you want. And although it is good to work hard and want to obtain, particular things, sometimes it just doesn't work out because it's not for our best and highest good. So, but that's a tough pill for the ego to swallow. And Kayla's here. Hello, hello. She says, I'm a fire Leo. Hey. Okay. So like I said, I have my drum here. Mermaid Bay says, if we work too hard, we miss out on the journey there. Exactly. Oh, Kayla said, I mean a rising Leo. But hey, maybe you're a fiery Leo. Yeah, exactly. We miss out on the journey. We miss out on opportunities. We miss out on lessons. We miss out on things that may have been even better for us. But since that wasn't on our radar, we just didn't even see it. Michelle said, yep, that's a hard lesson to learn. Yep. I'm being honest. That's a very hard lesson for me. Silver Star said, studying for my GED right now. Last math class really had to just look at things differently. It seems to be helpful. I got a 141, need to get a 146 to pass. Girl, you can do it. You can do it. Sharna said, wow, that was really an intense and wise reading. I appreciate all of what you said. I'm deaf on this path of letting things go. Thank you. Yeah, me too. Me too. But I'm glad it resonated. Okay, so I have my drum here. Let's do a little healing. I don't take much time, maybe just 5 minutes or so, and this time is all for you. So think about the messages that you heard, maybe the general message, maybe for your particular sign, your particular fire sign. Maybe it was the question that we voted on. You're very welcome, Heather. And think about what you want to integrate. What do you personally want to work on in September? So let's think about that while we do a quick little meditation. Like I said, this is 100% for you. So here we go. Well, as is the reading, but I really like doing the healings. Okay, so I have my little drum here. I'm gonna start beating on it as soon as I get you kind of into a little guided meditation. Okay, so get yourself nice and relaxed. You guys can, well, I mean, you don't have to sit on the hard floor like I am. Maybe you want to sit on the bed, lay down on the bed, sit in a couch, chair, any place that's nice and comfy. Someplace where there's, no distractions. Maybe silence the cell phone a little bit, or maybe if you're listening to me, maybe just turn down the volume just a little bit. And bring our awareness inside our body. And if you want to do a little like, you can do a little exhale. You can close your eyes if you feel called to. And I just want you to feel inside the body. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Just watching the rhythm of your breathing. Some might be breathing more deeply, some of you guys more shallow. Some people may be out of breath. Maybe you ran over and flopped out on the bed and now you're out of breath. And just bring that awareness all throughout your body. How does the head feel? How does the mind feel? How are your shoulders, your upper back, your lower back, your pelvis area? How are the knees doing? All of these important bones and joints, these structures within our body that are in charge of doing so much, yet oftentimes they're the smallest of bones and smallest of joints, yet they carry the heaviest loads. And if you feel soreness, aches, pains, fatigue, I want you to send a little bit of breath into that area. Just breathe into that area. And every exhale of breath, let's exhale some of that pain away. that lethargy, any aches and pains, any sadness we may feel, any anxiety. I want you to forcefully let that go, while focusing on whatever area that may be. Continue focusing on that for just a moment. Just breathe it out. Don't need that anxiety, that pain, that soreness. We're going to breathe it on out of our body. Just all right on out. And now start thinking about the messages you heard today. Which of them actually connected with you? And which of them do you feel called to working on in September? Remember, the choice is and always will be up to you. What do you choose? What do you intend? And as you think about that, also think about what you would like to release. If we're going to bring in something, we must release something. It is all a part of the balance. There are some difficult things coming up for us. Whenever our core beliefs, our shadows, our traumas are challenged, it is difficult. But we know that we glow that much brighter. We're just a little bit more healed, more aware. We feel more in control, as you always are with our lives. And now we're going to do some intentional breathing. We're going to breathe in deeply all the way into the diaphragm, into the stomach, into the lungs. We're going to breathe in that intention. Here we go. Nice deep breath. Ready, and exhale. What are you releasing? What are you releasing? Exhale it out. Let's inhale our intention again. And exhale. What are you releasing? What are you releasing? What are you releasing? Let's breathe in again. Nice deep breath. And release. I want you to continue this breath cycle, all the while ground in a way that works best for you. Ground those roots into Mama Gaia. Get your connection to Source. Bring it on down. Feel the two energies of Gaia and Source or Spirit mingling within you, as above, so below. You are both of those things. And do that while you focus on your intentions and your release. right, you guys, go ahead and bring your awareness back into your body. You can even do a little exhale. And when you feel ready, go ahead and open up your eyes. Go ahead and have yourself a little stretch. Oh, shake out the hands, shake out the toes. I hope you guys enjoyed that healing session and the reading today. If you did, hey, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you would like, maybe share this video with your friends, anybody that you know is Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, maybe that you think might benefit from some of these messages. By all means, please go ahead and share. And yeah, let's go ahead and close up this circle here, and let's do our gratitudes. All right. So I have my little boar wand that I had at the very beginning. So let's go ahead and close up that circle again, starting at the north. Silver Star said, always so amazing. Aw, thank you. And Sumi had said, I kept hearing, go ahead, you go ahead, if that means anything to anyone, whoever was meditating on a question. So yeah, when you guys get any sort of intuitive hits, please do share them, because it will make sense to somebody, whether they're in the chat now or maybe later on as they watch. Mermaid Bay, blessings. Thank you. Thank you. Same to you, Michelle. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And here we go. So speaking of thanking, thank you, Elementals of the North, for helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, Elementals of the East, for helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, Elementals of the South, for helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you, Elementals of the East, to help us cast our circle today. As above, so below, as within, so without. Merry meet, merry part, merry do we meet again. And so it is. All right, you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody who came into the chat today. Excuse me. Thank you to everybody who participated. I also want to thank all of the people who are subscribed to the channel. Excuse me. If you haven't yet subscribed, maybe think about subscribing. And also, if you hit the notification bell, you can be alerted to when we have live chats just like this. I'll be on again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our water signs. So you guys know who you are. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio rising here. So I'll see you homies tomorrow. Also want to thank my lovely patrons. Hello, hello. So Surian, thank you. Brandy, thank you. V, Samara, Kirsten, Kayla, Lily, Jason, Charles, and Brian, thank you all so very much. And anybody who sees the people there in the chat, like Silver Star, who has a little kitty face next to her little wrench next to her name. The little kitty heads are the people who are the YouTube members. So I want to thank Heather, and I want to thank Susie and Lisa and Kayla. Kayla was actually just in here. So thank you guys also very much for your support. So yeah, let's have ourselves a nice restful rest of our evening. Sharna says, have the most amazing end of August, everyone. I feel fab after your healing. See you in September. Yes, I'll see you guys next month, and I'll see you guys tomorrow and Sunday for the weekly live chat. Silver Star is wishing everybody good night, love, sweet dreams, happy new moon. And Mermaid Bay said night and blessings to all. All right, you guys, have a wonderful evening. Have a fabulous September. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.